Hey cats, it's your midsole man EDDBUD here, and I'm back with another dose of running news for you. We got some hard facts about the Nike Pegasus 41 and its heavy vibes, sadly. I'll also be taking a look at the SAUCONY London 10K that's happening in July, and also discussing the fact that Adidas have released another batch of the Pro Evo 1. It's almost like it's a retail shoe now. Plus, we got all those new shoe and tech releases for you. Let's get straight into it. Thanks for joining me on the channel, people. It's always appreciated. Hit that subscribe button and also give this video a thumbs up like and drop us a comment as well for the algorithm. Dankeschön. So some hard facts in about the Nike Pegasus 41. It's set to release in June, 5th of June to be exact, at $129.99. That's Earth credits, people. We got a React X midsole here, and 2 air units, one in the forefoot, one in the heel. Sadly, I can confirm we do have a slight weight increase here, which is a bit sad, isn't it, really? 9 grams on top of the Pegasus 40, and that was already one of the heavier versions as well. If we go back to like the 39, then we're going in the right direction. It was just a little bit lighter, and now we're going way back into the sort of heavyweight category again. I think the other humorous thing in Nike's website spiel that they've got for the shoe, it suggests that you've got lightweight energy return from the React X midsole and an improved upper mesh that decreases the weight but increases breathability. So not really sure which part of that is true and which isn't. So why the extra weight? The outsole itself looks pretty similar to what we had in the Pegasus 40. So it's got to be down to that React X midsole. I can't believe that the uppers add in all that extra weight. Perhaps it's cheaper to produce or something. It's making them more money probably. It is a bit more environmentally friendly from what Nike say. They've reduced it by 43% in terms of the carbon footprint. Though it's not actually that simple. Nike do state in the specs for the shoe that is only the midsole unit itself. It doesn't include the air units or anything like that, so it's just the foam has that reduced carbon footprint. Another weird selling point that they've put on the website, it uses the MR10 last, and that's exactly the same as the previous version of the shoe. So if the shoe fits, then it probably will again. If you want to experience the 13% more responsive feel apparently that you get in the Pegasus 41, then you don't have long to wait. Every year people ask me to review that shoe, and every year people want more, so I will pick up a pair, though I'm not really holding out much hope. I'm not getting too excited about it. I've got to be honest, I don't think the Pumas, Sauconys or Adidases of the world need to worry too much about this one. A little while back I did my sort of review of the Pro Evo 1 from Adidas and basically saying I'm not paying that sort of money for a shoe. It's just lunacy. There was a mind-bending price of 450 quid here in the UK, and many people said to me,
Ed, this is just a token release to get around the rules.
It's never going to be properly released to the public. It's not going to be like a retail shoe. Only elite people are going to be buying it and racing in it. You're never going to find it on the feet of club runners. Well, that doesn't appear to be the case, and I was right. Adidas released another batch of these right at the end of April, and by all accounts there's going to be more of them coming in the summer as well. Now, it does appear they sold all the pairs that were up on the Adidas website, and loads of them of course have appeared on reseller sites like StockX and GOAT, though clearly the shoes are not really working out for those resellers. There are stacks of pairs up there, multiple pairs in different sizes. No one's that inquisitive to spend that sort of money. It's a huge amount. Main point here is the shoes do seem to be restocking, and I did spot over on the Running Warehouse website after their draw for the shoe where you could win it and still pay $500 for the privilege, they are going to restock once again in the summer. So it got me thinking, you know, is this really this elite shoe, or are Adidas just finding a way to drum up crazy hype about something that's actually just a very, very stripped back shoe with some super foam? Is it all that different to what Asics are doing in the Metaspeed Sky Paris? I don't think it's that different, in fairness. I think if you took a load of bits off of this, maybe minimise the upper to paper, took out the insole, got rid of a bit of rubber from the bottom, you probably wouldn't be far off. And of course it wouldn't cost you 450 quid. You can buy 2 pairs of those, in fact, for 1 pair of the Pro Evo 1. I know what I would do. This is one of the lightest running shoes ever, yes, but I think asking that much for it is just, I don't know what it is. Of course, having a light shoe is going to help you over the marathon distance, regardless of whether you have the legs of Nijinsky. So it's not all that elite anymore, this shoe, and I don't think it's the last time we'll see it drop at retail. Some of you may have noticed recently that the London 10K is set to be sponsored by SAUCONY. SAUCONY. I've heard many pronunciations, and yeah. They've taken over the event, which happens on July 14th. It's a fast blast around the streets of central London. You'll be taking in some of the key locations that you all want to see, or walk around St James's Palace. You got Trafalgar Square, the London Eye, and of course, Big Ben. You never know, you might even spot Rees-Mogg going down the road on his horse-drawn cart. Sunak might even be there, eating out to help out. Oh, load of codswallop. No chance of spotting Marcus Fish though, don't worry about that. Now, I've run this race a couple of times over the last 2 years. I found it pretty quick, only minimal elevation, about 164 feet, but the double backs do punish you a bit unless you attack them very aggressively. There's some turnarounds there that you really need to power into those. In fact, that course was my 10k PB up until very recently, in fact. Though I think my recent 10k effort in terms of the actual ease of the course probably isn't too far off, especially when you put weather conditions into account. Now, I do have to mention that with the London 10k, ensure you're hydrated and you enjoy the scenery if it gets a bit too much. It was pretty warm the last 2 times I've done it. Transport links are top on this one. It's really easy to get to the start line from the various different tube stations, and you get to warm up on the Mall as well, which is one of the flattest, most consistent paths that you could possibly want, and most importantly, there are no potholes. Entries are open for that one right now, the SAUCONY London 10k. Of course, with the running news, always got to have some of those new releases for you. ASICS have released a sustainable version of the Nimbus 26. It's called the Nimbus Mirai, which means future in Japanese if you actually pronounce it correctly, which I haven't. The shoe is designed to be reused and recycled once it's worn out. I think ASICS get the shoes back and then send them off to a specific company that completely take them apart, you know, piece by piece, and then the recyclable, reusable stuff is sent back to ASICS to make more shoes. Don't see much wrong with that. I think you can return the shoes to the flagship stores in Amsterdam, London and Paris. The glue used is specific to this model to help pull the shoes apart without perhaps damaging the materials. The upper is highly recyclable to about 80% or more, and the midsole itself is made from 24% recycled material too. It features that Flight Foam Blast Plus Eco. Really need to come up with an acronym for that. Always moving in the right direction are ASICS. This model is out now in some regions. They've also got a brand new max cushion model, the Kayano 31. Mainly an upper update here, still with that 4D guidance system in the midsole medial arch area. Lots of grip on this one and a 40mm stack height in the sample size. So it's for those people after some stability orientated max cushion action. The Kayano seems to be a very popular model, though a little more on the weighty side for some perhaps. If impact protection and some stability needs are your game, then the Kayano 31 will no doubt provide. That is set to be released very soon. It just says coming soon at the moment on the ASICS website. I reckon it'll be in the next couple of weeks. Last up, I've got a watch to tell you about that's recently dropped. From COROS, they've released the Vertix 2S, a GPS adventure watch, and I'm really enjoying testing this one out. There it is right here. Screen's nice and large, so it doesn't ever feel too overbearing on my spindly wrists. I love the battery life and the simplicity of the 3 main controls, rather than the 5 buttons that are featured on some of the larger Garmin watches. Now, the Vertix 2S does feature the improved optical heart rate sensor, and I've been using that actually in the COROS heart rate strap. Tend to find I get a better reading if I've got my heart rate strapped a little bit further up my arm. This one is very much a adventure type watch. It has a huge range of different activity modes, so it really sets it apart from just a running or general fitness sort of related watch. I've been really enjoying the nylon band that comes with this watch. You do get a silicone one too. This one just seems to really fit my arm a lot better. I can dial the fit in rather than having to rely on the different holes that are in the silicone band. It's out now. It comes in around about 599 quid here in the UK. There's a space, earth and moon version, which is basically black, blue and grey. Okay, that's all the running news for the time being. If you spotted any cool stories, let me know in the email in the description of this video. I'll throw in a link as well to the SAUCONY London 10K if you fancy signing up. It's a great race. Very quick musical interlude for you. I've been listening once again to an album that always keeps cropping up in my playlist from Aesop Rock, the album The Impossible Kid. Favourite track on this one, of course, being a cat lover, is the song Kirby. Love the rolling beats in this one and the feline-centred vocal hooks. It kind of documents him picking up a cat, a young kitten, and all the adventures that they get up to. Right from where he, goes to a parking lot or something and buys the cat, and then to how it kind of works out at the end in terms of improving his mental health. So there you go. I'd suggest that cats do keep you quite grounded. They do crazy things. They can drive you around the bend a little bit, but in the end, we really do love them. They're part of the family. Beast is a bit of a legend, getting on in years a little bit now, but very much maturing, a little bit like not really like a fine wine, more like a very mature cheese. Production on Aesop Rock tracks really great. Pretty much any of the albums I can recommend, but I think my favourite probably is The Impossible Kid. A Lot of Years is a great tune as well, and kind of feels a little bit like that to me right now. Getting back into doing some DJing as well has been really cool, but it does make me realise that a lot of DJing at the moment is button pushing, which is a bit odd. It's a little bit less down to actual human song selection. It's very strange. Go and check this one out, guys. Kirby by Aesop Rock. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. It's always appreciated. Hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up like. Drop us a comment for the algorithm. My name's EDDBUD and I'll be seeing you.